2015 is over and done with. There were some pretty remarkably awful movies this year. Quite a few, in fact. But there were also quite a few remarkably good ones. And thank God for that. There were enough good ones that doing this year-end best of was difficult. 2015 was a good year for small local films. Wong Kaiyan is a surprisingly good story about a man's search for his unrequited love. But it's also a story about people, their lives, and their environment. It's about what Hong Kong used to be like and what it's like now. It also features the dynasty cinema. What's not to love? Wonder Mama is another movie that focuses on real people living real lives. The story of a woman who goes to remarkable and very entertaining lengths to hold her family, her life, and her sanity together. It was another very pleasant surprise. Anyone who says local cinema is dead hasn't seen this movie. They also probably didn't see Get Outta Here, one of the wittiest and most entertaining films I've seen in a long time. Alex Lam plays a Victorian-era vampire disinterred in modern-day Hong Kong. It was a real pleasure to watch a movie that you had to pay attention to. Not because of the plot, but because the dialogue and the story made you want to catch every detail. It was fun, entertaining, and surprising in the best ways. She Remembers, He Forgets is almost 2 movies in one. It tells the story of a married couple in the present day as well as 20 years ago. And like a lot of other movies on this list, it tells a story of what Hong Kong was like before and what it's like now. A very local film, but one that anyone can relate to. It's Miriam Yeung's second best performance this year. All You Need Is Love is Richie Ren's directorial debut. It's a fluffy romantic comedy starring him and Shu Kei, and it's set on a small island in Taiwan. But it's surprisingly well made, entertaining, and an awful lot of fun. If you're in the mood for a rom-com, this film is perfect. And I'm me saying that. Alright, here we go. The top 5. 2 thumbs up felt like a throwback, and not just because of the haircuts. It's an old t-shirt of a movie, familiar and comfortable and fun. It was one of those movies that had me smiling a long time after I left the cinema. I don't get too many of those. But another film that did do it for me was Full Strike. It's also a gloriously weird and really fun movie that reminded me of the kind of films that used to get made a lot more often. Josie Ho and Ekin Cheng star in a movie about life, volleyball, and love. It also includes the greatest live-action homage to Team America World Police that you will ever see. Speaking of movies that are both nostalgic and point to a brighter future, Nick Cheung's Keeper of Darkness shows one of Hong Kong's best actors becoming a damn good director. A story about a ghost-busting spirit medium and the strange, wonderful world he inhabits, Keeper of Darkness was one of those rare movies that I actually wished would get a sequel or even a franchise. It creates a world and a set of characters that I'd really like to see again. One of my favorite movies this year was, in my opinion, underviewed, underappreciated, and misunderstood. With The Taking of Tiger Mountain, Choi Hak managed to turn one of the Cultural Revolution's defining dramas into a superhero movie. It stars Zhang Hanyu and Tony Leung Ka-fai, and I spent almost the entire film wondering how Choi Hak got away with such a wildly subversive film. I say almost because the rest of the time I was just enjoying the ride. It helps that it's really entertaining and that it has some all too rare, useful and artistic application of 3D technology. Still, if you know anything about the original story and its place in communist Chinese mythology, you'll probably enjoy it that much more. I like this movie so much, I actually paid to see it twice, and it was worth every penny. Well, here we are. My number 1 movie of 2015. A lot of you will probably find my choice surprising, but my favorite film of 2015 is Little Big Master, a Category 1 film about a woman who keeps a school in Yuen Long open for 5 little girls who can't go to other schools. There's no violence, there's no bad language, there's no teenage hookers. Instead, there's a phenomenal performance from Miriam Yeung and 5 little girls who act circles around 90% of the local pop stars who get foisted on us because cross-platforming makes more money than sense. It also features Philip Keung Ho Man in a hilarious role, and Louis Koo, whose character makes a kind of thematic mistake that the movie itself seems to have missed. Watch for yourself and you'll see exactly what I mean. Little Big Master is a great local movie, but anyone who watches it can understand it. And I think you'll also understand why I chose it as my favorite film of 2015. Little Big Master is so good that I shouldn't be talking about it. So there you have it, my top 10 favorite films of 2015. Thanks for watching, I'll see you again soon. But that particular